I'm pretty sure my mom actually heard a radio ad for the Planned Parenthood peer educator program, and she just said, you know, Dakota, you should try this, check it out. So I kind of stumbled into it and then absolutely found my life passion through the program and through my work.
Peers are one of the main sources of information about sexuality and sexual health for teens. So if you can pull a group of peers out of the pool of teenagers who are asking each other questions and give them really good information and teach them skills so that they can help their peers make better decisions, ask the right questions, get the right information, you're going to improve the outcomes of the group as a whole.
I met amazing other people from all over the city, so I got to meet all these other cool teens my age who were also interested in sexual health. So we learned everything from the basics of anatomy to sexual orientation, learning all these new words that I didn't know yet but was already experiencing being a young person. There's so much misinformation out there, and especially for teens, you know, it's hard to talk about these issues. It's hard to talk about sex and sexuality, even with someone who you may feel comfortable with, let alone someone who you don't feel comfortable with.
The thing I like most about being a peer educator is that people can come to me and they can feel a little more comfortable than going to someone older than them.
Getting those questions that they really have answered, they're not comfortable necessarily asking the teacher, just like they may not be comfortable asking their parents. And we are, you know, another adult.
So many of my friends would come to me with questions, text me in the middle of the night, you know, like, oh no, a condom broke, what do I do now?
What's better than to be able to talk about sex and other topics with kids your age having many of the same questions and getting them answered, because the peer educators are trained to give you quality answers. Educators should look at it as a helpful resource to be able to supplement what they're doing.
Teenagers often don't have the questions that the adults think they need the answers to. One of the really unique things about the Teen Talks is that the peer educators, they get to decide what the topics should be.
Some of the topics that we talk about at Teen Talks are teen pregnancy, contraceptives, sexual harassment,
sexual health anatomy, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, healthy communication, healthy relationships, sexually transmitted infections. If our friends had repeated questions, we would talk about it all together at our monthly peer meetings and then decide, all right, let's make a workshop about this. If we have a lot of questions, let's do it. So we were able to learn what we wanted and what we needed, but then also able to teach what our friends needed and really what our community needed.
I think it's important that they come from all different places of the city because diversity is, I think, a key thing.
It brought so many different teens from all over the city and all over Maryland together. We all had different needs and had different background experiences. And so we're all able to come together and talk about these issues when there are no other spaces for young people to talk about sex and sexuality anywhere else.
It's really important to support the peer educator program so that young people have access to this information and they can get the services that they need.
Another big piece of health education is being an advocate. They have an opportunity, even if they do want to work with other students across the area, and become an advocate for health.
I think the Planned Parenthood peer educator program changed my life completely. Before joining the program, I knew that reproductive justice was important, but I didn't quite understand how deeply it was important to me. I changed my college degree. I studied women's gender sexuality studies and public health, focusing on reproductive rights. And now in my current position at the National Abortion Federation, I'm a training manager. So I'm using the same skills that I learned as a peer educator of facilitating workshops, sharing this knowledge. I now do it professionally and help train other people to go on and talk about abortion.
Thank you, Planned Parenthood of Maryland, for giving me the opportunity to be a peer educator.
Thank you so much to Planned Parenthood of Maryland's peer educator program for shaping my life and my future.